Every morning you open your eyes, you are experiencing a strictly temporary state. You get to feel the sun on your face rather than resting in a grave. It is a brief, finite window of time, and you are only holding on to it for a short while. But this machine we call life has a massive amount of moving parts. Because it is so complex, you are guaranteed to encounter friction. You will inevitably face sudden circumstances and challenges that put you in positions you simply cannot understand in the moment. When those unexplainable challenges pile up, it is incredibly easy to fall into what psychologists call an external locus of control. This is a mindset where you believe your life is entirely dictated by outside forces, that the things happening to you are completely out of your hands. This perceived loss of control creates a cycle of helplessness. When you believe you have no influence over your outcomes, you stop attempting to change them. That inactivity breeds a deep sense of unworthiness, until you eventually find yourself at the end of your rope, resenting the life you once found beautiful. This happens because you are letting those uncontrollable external factors, the daily stressors, the unexplainable hardships, dictate your value. By surrendering to those forces, you are giving them permission to steal your joy and define your self-worth. By giving up your agency to that uncontrollable chaos, you forfeit the actual value of your life. You take this temporary opportunity for granted, missing out on the meaning you were meant to extract from it. This diagram represents a mind overwhelmed by external stressors. To build resilience, consciously cut off the energy feeding those red outer nodes. Force a shift to an internal locus of control. As outer noise freezes, redirect your energy entirely towards tangible actions you actually control. This narrow focus redefines the role of difficulty. Strength is only built through resistance. Therefore, a challenge serves as the specific weight required for your growth. Hardship becomes the mandatory material for building your capacity. Knowing this requires a counterintuitive response. Instead of running away from the friction, you run toward the challenge. You lean directly into the storm because that is where growth occurs. If you find yourself trapped at the absolute bottom, hanging at the end of your rope, gravity and logic only leave you with one option. The only thing left for you to do is exert the grueling, disciplined physical effort required to climb up. By internalizing your control, you stop being a passive receiver of bad luck. You transform into an active, strategic architect of your own survival, doing more to solve the problem instead of doing less. The threat to your agency often takes a human form. Other people will project their own limitations and fears onto you, acting as another external variable you must navigate. There is a heavy psychological gravity to miserable individuals. People who are deeply dissatisfied with their own circumstances will often exert tremendous energy trying to pull you down to their level, dragging you completely into their own discontent. If you internalize those painful past rejections, if you listen to the voices of people who looked you in the eye and told you that you are entirely incapable, it will completely paralyze your active decision-making. You have to actively sever those ties. You must cut off your reliance on their validation and refuse to let someone else's misery dictate the trajectory of your own timeline. The ultimate rule of self-validation is strict. No external entity, no matter who they are, is permitted to define your destiny. No one else has the authority to validate your core purpose. Letting the doubts and failures of other people write the script of your life is a complete abdication of your responsibility. It is your life, and you have the right and the obligation to live it the best way you can. Once you establish this internal baseline, your psychology changes. Excuses, fear, and self-doubt are systematically evicted. You realize that those negative thought patterns simply have no place in your place of business. This level of control reveals a deeper truth about your worth. You are not a random occurrence of nothingness. You were built with the capacity to survive these specific moments, and that capacity implies a reason for your presence. But here is the unforgiving truth of the situation. No one is coming to save you. Make no mistake, no one on this planet is going to execute your vision better than you. You cannot afford to wait for external circumstances to magically align. You have to aggressively manufacture your own outcomes and force those things to happen for a reason. This requires accepting full, uncompromising responsibility for every single result you encounter, whether you are receiving a gift or enduring a brutal setback. You own the outcome. Mastering this internal locus of control is the singular requirement for taking command of your journey. It is the only way to truly honor, control, and justify this beautiful temporary gift we call life.